Hey, y'all, it's a riot.
What is that supposed to be?
I don't know. It's just what I felt.
Or is that how you feel like others hear you?
It's
like, how do you guys hear us?
Sometimes I don't want to know. It's like, I don't want to know how you feel me. Or how you feel. Okay.
How you hear him.
Whatever. The thing. You know what? My words are I'm losing it. That's what's happening.
Well, he's only a DJ for so many hours a day, then the magic falls away.
That's right.
And then it comes back in the next day.
Maybe I used it all up.
That's right. You're all
That's
done
all I got
with
left. So today on the podcast, let's see. Nikki's back.
I am.
We set some records here at Radio U.
We did.
Really excited about that. We also...
And what you don't know is after we talked about setting records, which you'll hear what the problem was here at Radio U, what you don't know is then the rest of the morning, every person coming in to ask us about it because we left the windows open.
Every person. Like, here they come. Hey, why are
we don't know, like it's some emergency why we opened the window.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, I'd probably do the same.
True, but I don't think you'd come in here.
No, because I've learned not to question.
You would just be like, oh, the window's open.
That's
But
nice.
you'll hear and understand more when we talk about it.
We also fix the problems in the NFL. We talk about why Nikki chooses Thor over the Fast and Furious. Could you eat 100 McChickens? There's some Mario talk in here, and the bath bomb.
That's it, the KFC bath bomb.
Bath bomb? You eat the bath bomb? So you guys enjoy the podcast this morning, and anything else you want to...
As always, please make sure to check us out at Radio U Riot on Facebook and YouTube if you don't follow us there already.
The last thing to be on the lookout for is us discussing Nikki's vomiting technique and how she could improve it, even though she's resistant to the idea.
We talked about that way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Did you put Glasslands out yesterday for podcast listeners, or will it come in here?
That's a good call, actually. Nikki was out sick yesterday, if you guys didn't see the updates via the social medias. And so that's why there was no podcast yesterday, but Glasslands still came in. So there is an interviews podcast.
You get a bonus one?
So if you want to slide over to the Radio U interviews podcast, you will hear the time I spent with Glasslands yesterday. And it's funny, we talk about the band. They seem, maybe a little interested in talking about the band, but as soon as we started talking about PUBG and Fortnite, which are video games, if you don't know, they lit up.
That took care of the rest of the interview.
They were so excited about it. That and Stranger Things, too. They just, who cared about the band? Let's talk about some other stuff.
Well, enjoy the podcast, check out that extra special podcast, and have a wonderful day.
Bye.
My favorite part of the worst of the riot, when they shut up and the music starts. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Gotta tell you guys, we had a breakthrough here, and not in a good way. Okay, you know how sometimes in life, in sports and everything, people set records.
Sure.
It's like, hey, I saw the other day a friend of mine was honored. He still has a high school track record. Hasn't been broken.
Yeah.
And so they had something where they were like, hey, it's been 5 years and you haven't broken the record. Come back. We're going to, woo!
We have these records too?
Yeah. And here at Radio U, we've got records too. They're smell records. Like, how bad does this smell? How bad does this smell? Well, I just want you guys to know that I think this morning, and I can't,
I will confirm with you. I believe we have.
You don't feel like we need to bring in the judges? It's been good enough?
I feel like a record has been broken today for the smell coming out of the break room.
Put your hand over your heart, guys, because we've got a new smell record.
It hits you right when you walk in. We have a double door system.
Yeah.
We have a front door, and then we have
another door.
There's a landing pad, and then there's another door.
Foyer.
Another door that you come in, and when you open up the first door, that's when I feel like it really starts.
I've never ever been able to smell the funk through the first door. You always have to walk in, and then you barely smell it, and then maybe as you get towards the break room, yeah, maybe you're smelling it. Then Nikki is standing at the door looking at me, and I'm in that little outer chamber there, and I'm like, I can smell it. I smell it right now.
You smell it right now.
Why can I can smell it through the door. How is it getting through the glass?
I don't know.
Oh,
I think Josh was the last person in the break room, and Josh, I got to call you on that. That must have smelled last night.
It had to have been him.
That could not have been. Well, I think it was obviously a collection of everybody during the day, but it must have smelled last night.
One would think.
It's that bad.
One would think.
But it's gone, right? Did you take it out?
I took the trash out, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, that smell isn't just going to go away.
You need to crack a window.
Actually, I am. We're going to play knives, and while that's going on, I'm going in there to open some windows because I just want I haven't taken the trash out. Coming back from the dumpster, I walked into the door, and I'm like, still here.
Still smell it.
Definitely still here.
That's not going away.
Like an evil presence lingering over the break room.
And
there is a dark evil.
In the trash can was like the mass amounts of candy wrappers.
No,
but
it's not that.
It can't be that. There must have been something buried beneath it.
It's obviously something else. And I don't know what, but it hit a tipping point over the night. You know how it's like straw that broke the camel's back, I can do so much. Last night in Rotting, it was like, I'm fine, and then boom! I am not okay. This
died.
is not fine.
Well, thanks for taking it out, because that's bad.
Somebody write it down. We hit a smell record. Like, you guys were a part of it. You were there the day that Radio U broke through.
I'm afraid it's on us somehow. Like, I can kind of transfer to your clothing.
No, I'm
afraid it lingers on us.
I can't live in a world where that's true because I'll tell you right now, you and I are outcasts for life.
Then you just might as well take us to the trash.
For life. That's it. We're gonna, who are those two people standing by the dumpster?
Well, they still do the show, but they're not allowed in the building.
The Riot believes in truth, justice, the American way, and high-speed internet. No, faster. Radio U.
Papa John is lashing out, Nikki.
The pizza place?
Oh, poor Papa John. He's not really happy with the NFL right now. Did you know that Papa John's pizza is the official pizza of the NFL?
I thought so, and I thought, the one guy has, a bunch of Papa Johns, and don't they always do things with that, or...
I just thought that was just... And I mean, that may be true, but I just thought it's like one of those things like Papa gets to run out on the field and get a hug after the Super Bowl.
No. I think him and, again, I hate to sound ignorant, but the one guy.
Isn't it Manning?
I trust you'll
Peyton Manning?
fill in
Eli Manning?
Something. Let me Google that.
Manning?
One of those has a bunch, and that's just what I recall.
Okay, sure. Somebody's got some Papa Johns. Whatever. I'm with you. Papa's a little upset with the kids, Nikki. Papa says that...
is he mad because we're not watching as much football as we should be? Is that it?
That's basically it. Here's what he says. Look, Papa's pizza sales are down. So Papa needs the NFL to get their act together so people start watching the NFL. Because if they watch the NFL, they're going to know that they need one of Papa's pizzas. And that's where they're at. He literally says this. Is angry. He's angry at the NFL, and he name drops, Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, and says, look, your weak handling of the kneeling protests has hurt the Papa John's pizza sales and all this advertising that I've got to pay for. So he says that... It
might be a bit too real of a statement. Sometimes you gotta...
You hold back a little bit?
Well, you hold back and you add a little extra to it just to make it more comfortable.
Well, what he says, and I do think that he's not saying that the protest needs to stop.
Sure.
And he's not saying...
He's saying the handling of it, which everybody can agree has been not the best.
Here's a direct quote. He says, the NFL has hurt us by not resolving the current debacle to the players' and owners' satisfaction. That's a good way of saying it. Like, I'm not telling you what to do, but whatever you're doing it wrong.
And it's hard for pizza sales to hear about something going down. I mean, normally pizza sales are, no matter how bad things are going, that's what people go to.
People still get pizza.
But to hear that they're going down is not a good thing for them.
Well, I'll tell you what, I really wish they'd put a Papa John's in my neighborhood. There's no Papa. It's like a 20-mile drive to get to a Papa John's from where I live. I would love to have some Papa John's pizza. That garlic dipping sauce?
Well,
they put the pepperoni under the cheese. Oh. What are they doing?
Now do you know it's there?
And I'll tell you what, you can save 50 cents by not putting that pepper in with my pizza. I'm not eating that. Who eats that? I don't even want the piece that touches the pepper.
Well, they just would like someone to eat their stuff because they feel like that's the correlation to why their sales are down.
Yeah, well, that's what's happening right now. Everybody is not eating the Papa John's. So how many deals or how many years do you think that deal is where he's like, man, I'm tired of being the official pizza of the NFL.
Oh, and you want out or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question.
And then do you think that once he does get out and Domino's takes it or something, he's like, man, what was I thinking? I never should have broken up with her. She's the best.
I guess it just depends. I mean, it's going to be difficult because I feel like the NFL has to They have to do something by way of pizza if they want it to actually turn around and get better, if they want people to start tuning in, because I feel like that's even still an older age bracket. And as you get younger and younger, we're more into college sports. And I don't feel like that's transitioning into professional sports when you're done with college.
I can't believe this. Do you see it? Because I didn't see it until just a second ago.
Now you see something?
The answer to the problem is right in front of our face. All right? I know. That's what Papa John's needs to throw the entire NFL a pizza party.
And bring everybody together?
The owners, the players, pizza party. And they get together, and they're all eating pizza together, and they just have a...
What is this, a Planet Fitness? You're bringing everybody together with pizza?
You bring everybody together with pizza, and I'm telling you right now, you get people together over pizza, and all of a sudden, our differences don't seem like that big of a deal, because we're all eating pizza.
Can't be angry if you're holding a pizza.
That's right. You can't make a fist when you've got a pizza slice in each hand. So you're just going to eat pizza, you're going to talk to each other. You're going to talk out your problems over pizza. They're going to fix this.
I don't know if that will fix it totally.
I'm telling you what, how do we know if we don't try?
It might seem like
how do we know?
That's an expensive try.
It's just a pizza party. It's the NFL. They can afford it.
Leftovers from the most disgusting meal you've ever had. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
You know, sometimes the stories behind the movies are better than the movies. Case in point today, Fast and Furious. Have you seen this one? I don't know why I follow this. I like those movies, I guess.
You like the movie series, so that's probably why.
I do, and I like the people in it. Like, I like The Rock. I like Vin Diesel. Nikki, I just want people to get along.
I know, but they're saying the one guy doesn't really like the other guy, and that's why. And so now the one guy won't do the movies.
Tyrese Gibson, he's hilarious. No, he really is. Like, Fast and Furious, he's funny. He says that he is going to quit Fast and Furious if they put The Rock in the next movie.
Seems like he was sharing some stuff or a picture of, like, that The Rock and him never got along, and he would call The Rock not genuine and a few other things. Mm-hmm. So he says he won't do the movie.
That's exactly right.
Which I think is just what we call an empty threat.
You think so?
Even though if you go out and talk about someone like that, they're not going to want you in the movie either.
Well, I had a couple of thoughts about this. Mm-hmm. You know, do you think that maybe Vin and Tyrese and The Rock, do you think maybe they're frenemies? Where it's just like, hey,
everybody has a little bit too much of an ego.
Well, they need each other. Like, for example, this morning, the Riot wasn't going to talk about Fast and Furious. We're 3 years out for the next movie. Who cares? You know, whatever.
But they need outside of The Rock. I think the other two need anything they could get.
Wait, Nikki, what are you talking about? Did you see Triple X?
No,
the return of Xander Cage?
I think Vin Diesel needs just as much press as the Tyrese guy.
What do you think Tyrese is doing these days?
I don't think they're doing anything really.
Just waiting for the next.
Outside of The Rock, I mean, he's got a lot of other movies that are going on.
Yeah, Baywatch was a huge hit for him.
Still made enough money.
I know.
I mean, you can still bring up that, but at least it's something.
I know. He's still working, right?
Exactly.
So, Tyrese says that he's not going to do it. That is, I just want to let you know, that is Tyrese not being in the Fast and Furious. Because I will tell you right now, the producers, if you said, like, all right,
they're having a meeting.
It's me or The Rock. And they would be like, you have till 5:30 to have your desk cleaned out.
We're still keeping The Rock.
In fact, you know what? You just go ahead and go home, and we'll FedEx you what's in your desk.
That's why they're saying that the other movie has to be delayed, because The Rock has so much other movie stuff going on.
Oh, is that?
So that's what I think the anger is stemming from.
Yeah, so.
But the fact that they're willing to wait on him shows he's the one that's not disposable.
I will say, as much as I like The Rock, I feel like he maybe has gotten a little too much screen time with Fast and Furious. Like
I've not seen any of the ones that he's in, but
like you haven't even seen like 5?
I have not. No.
What?
Nope. You like the series.
Look, real talk for just a minute. What are you even doing with your whole life?
Not watching that.
Like, what are you doing with your life?
I'm not.
Like, you haven't even seen Fast and Furious. Fast 5 is probably the best of the bunch.
Nope.
Though, you know, there's the 6th one that's pretty good. 7 and 8 are like, they're okay, but like.
7, 8, 8.
But like, you haven't even seen 5?
Nope. I must have stopped right before that one.
Well, have you seen 4?
No, I tend to not watch. What would it be? Wait, I think I've watched 4.
Okay, can we go?
I'm
4 is Fast and Furious.
I'm going to need a recap of which ones are which. And it seems to be like, I don't watch what's TBS or something that seems like it'd be airing a lot of them.
Why not?
I just don't watch it.
What are you watching?
Not that.
Honestly, Nikki, sometimes I don't get you at all.
Really?
Like, I just
This
don't
is
get
where
you.
we split at, right?
I just don't understand. Like, we start talking about Fast and Furious, you seem to have an opinion, and now you're like, I haven't even seen it? What do we...
No, I have an opinion just based on the actors that are in it.
And how they're performed in the trailers, then.
Yeah,
it's
actually,
like
that's for the most part. I feel like I've seen
I don't want The Rock in the Fast 9 trailer.
No, I don't mind him, but I could just tell that I think they're going to bank on him more than the other guys.
You're going to see Thor this weekend?
I am.
Do you know who Thor is?
I do.
Have you seen a Thor movie before?
The first one.
Okay.
But you told me the second one is not important.
Everybody thinks the second one's not very good.
No, so I am just going right to 3.
I liked the second one. I thought it was pretty good. So, whatever. Well, Nikki, if you like long-haired men with big arms, okay, forget about bald men with big arms.
It must be the hair thing.
It's the hair.
It's the hair.
If The Rock had hair, Nikki would be on these Fast and Furious
all those
films.
movies, but they don't. None of them do.
You're right. Tyrese doesn't have hair. They're all shaved head dudes.
Excuse me while I go see Thor.
His blonde Goldilocks. They're calling to me.
Oh, it's funny. That's a look into the movies right there.
You know what? It suddenly makes sense. Nikki wants to be with Thor because then people can't blame her for the long blonde hairs that are laying around. It's not me. It's Thor.
That's his hair.
You're listening to the worst of the riot.
Today sucks.
Radio U.
Okay, let's talk. Josh just posted this on our Facebook page last night, and I hadn't heard anything about it, and I feel like this should be national news.
At first, when I read it, though, I thought he was talking about chicken nuggets.
So did I.
And I was like, how is that hard?
You're like, that's not exact.
That's like a sad Saturday night.
I thought the exact same thing. I was like, that's not that many.
Anybody can do that, but it's not chicken nuggets. It's chicken sandwiches.
It's McChickens.
McChicken sandwiches.
So, Michigan State University, we've got, Derek Metcalf. He's a senior, and he saw somebody post a challenge on Snapchat to eat 100 McChicken sandwiches in 24 hours. And he was like, I can do this. I can do it. So he, at 4:30 a.m., got
I would have started earlier.
Well, you know
unless they don't make them then.
He went at night and bought 10 McChickens, and then he put them in his oven and turned it on low.
Sure.
So he could keep them warm. And so then he sits down, starts eating his sandwiches. And he gets through the first, what did he say, like the first 10 of them? And he was like, you know what? It's not so bad. But then he figured out what the problem was going to be. He says that it was the mayo.
The mayo on it?
He said the mayo, I'll quote him, too much mayo makes a man weak.
But sometimes people like, if they're doing a competitive eating contest, they need the mayo or the condiments, or like they dunk the bun in water because otherwise it's too dry and then it's too hard to eat something fast. So a lot of times you need that sort of stuff.
Right, but like, okay, competitive eating, he would be dunking these in water. But like mayo.
They didn't say that with that. You could just...
Mayo,
maybe you don't need the mayo.
Do you like mayo?
I do not.
Oh, I hate it.
I don't understand. It looks weird. It is weird. It tastes weird. But some people love it, so it just depends.
Oh,
but I would think you would need some sort of sauce on it.
So he ended up at the end... He managed to eat 24 McChickens.
Now, if this is Big Macs, then...
No problem.
Heidi ho.
Let's go.
We can eat way more than that.
So he said he hit the point where it was taking him 30 minutes to eat a sandwich.
And only I feel like 24 is not a lot, but I bet you it is.
See, I actually do agree with him. I think that if you went plain, if you just said, hey, I want McChickens plain, and you put like ketchup on it, or something.
Or switch the sauce. You could have different sauces on different
sauces.
Ones.
I feel like he may not have hit 100, but I think he could have gotten a lot closer than that. But man, the idea that just thinking about the mayo makes me want to kind of throw up right now. Yeah. So wait,
now for this person who he just saw it on Snapchat as a challenge, did someone actually eat 100 in 24 hours, or is this just a mystery one?
I haven't found anybody
who's done that
who
much.
has been able to complete that. I mean, maybe there's somebody out there, but I don't know the answer to that. I do know this, that eating challenges always sound easy. until you sit down and do them. I'm always brought back to old friend of the show, Jared, who told me that he could do the milk challenge, which, what is that? Is it a gallon of milk in an hour? Or like whatever it is? I think
an hour or 20 minutes
isn't
or
it
something?
that you have to drink a gallon of milk and you have to hold it down for an hour, like not throw up. So, and I watched him drink 3/4 of a gallon in about 10 minutes, like it was nothing.
Oh, it's just a gallon of milk.
Then I'll just tell you, he threw that milk up for sure. Because again, you look at a gallon of milk, you're like, that's easy. Come on.
But it's harder than you think.
The eating challenges aren't just thought up because like they're usually pretty tough.
Well, you can see the article if you go to our Radio U Riot, Radio U Facebook page. That's posted there from Josh. And maybe if someone tries it, let us know how many you get.
Oh.
But that's not our doing if you do it. We don't want it if you're sick.
Yeah, no, that's...
It's not us.
That's for informational purposes.
Just out of curiosity, but nothing more.
What you do with it, I'm not interested.
You're hearing it for the first time, and it sounds terrible.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Now, Nikki, in between moments yesterday when you laid your hand on the cool bowl of...
I was sick yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's just say it that way.
Well,
we don't have to make everybody sick about my sick.
No, I think it's just a great image of you, laying there, clutching the bowl, enjoying the cold porcelain against your hot face.
Not touching that, no.
What?
I really put my head to the tile of the floor.
Well, okay, then what are you doing? Like, when you're throwing up, you're not touching the toilet? Like, are you telling me, is that like a core workout for you?
No, I lean to the wall. I look at the support of the wall.
So you're leaning onto the wall, you're throwing out at a sideways angle?
No, I don't want to talk about throwing up. It's gross.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I wasn't going to talk about throwing up. I just mentioned it as like a thing, and now we have to keep talking about it.
No, we don't.
So, like, are you on your knees? You got your hands on your knees for support?
Yes.
So, okay. All right, hands on your knees for support. Are you tightening your core?
Yes.
So, okay.
And you hold the toilet paper holder or something.
Okay, so you got an arm out there?
Yeah.
All right, now, where's your hair at in this?
Hair?
You got your hair pulled back?
No one is there to hold my hair.
I know, but like, do you use like a scrunchie?
No, I'm not prepared enough to get my hair in a ponytail before I throw up.
So you don't get ready? It's not like an event?
No, it's rather sudden.
Just happens.
Just happens.
Okay.
I don't even think I have a scrunchie anywhere. I know where to find it, so I should look into that.
So are you...
I should have a ready preparedness pack, like tucked behind the toilet.
Yeah, you just put it right there.
I don't want to be sick again. I don't like it.
And what if it's able to detect? We need something where it's like motion. You just wave your hand over it. It opens up. You can real quick put it there and like you're ready to go.
Grab a scrunchie.
Yeah, because, that or, you know what? If you're planning on doing a lot of throwing up in the future, maybe think about a haircut.
I don't want to, so
okay.
I think we're okay.
No, I'm not talking about what we want to do.
It's just what happens.
Do you think that?
Oh, I don't want to talk about it anymore. It makes my tummy upset still.
Okay, because it takes you back to that moment.
Yeah, hand me a scrunchie.
Yeah. No, I can't ask that question. Okay. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Did you have water nearby so you're ready? Do you brush your teeth after?
Yeah, usually do.
Yeah. And what'd you do with that toothbrush then?
It's still there. No, I rinse first with like Listerine.
Okay, and then you're brushing.
And it doesn't happen often. I was just sick yesterday.
Well, you gotta think you don't think these things through, but the great thing is we think about it now, so next time you're...
Yeah, I hope we have many riots before the next time I decide to get sick.
Right, but Nikki, if you don't plan
if I don't plan proper...
that's right,
True.
proper planning prevents poor performance.
That's right.
So, all right. What I was going to talk to you about was Mario.
I would love to talk about Mario.
Well then, that was what this whole thing was going to be.
Why can't we talk about Mario?
I just mentioned one little thing at the beginning, and it turned into a whole thing.
I feel like you maybe made it a thing.
What I wanted to say was, in between bouts of laying your head up against the cold porcelain, did you find time for Mario?
No, not yet. I haven't played since Sunday. No, wait, I played Monday. I played a little bit on Monday.
All right, well, we'll catch up on some Mario in a few minutes, just so we can, cleanse the palate.
Keep talking about it.
Mario could be a little Listerine in between moments for us.
Aww.
The Riots turn it down
and rip the knob off.
Radio U.
So, Nikki, you said you've gotten in like a little bit more Mario.
A little bit more, but I feel like things feel like they're starting to get more busy, that I probably won't have a lot of Mario Odyssey time, like to sit down and really spend some hours on it until probably closer to Thanksgiving. But
oh, no, we got to make some changes.
No, sometime, but just not like a sit-down marathon with
Sure.
it to try to really gain some ground.
So what world are you stuck in right now?
I
didn't say stuck in. When you shut it off.
Where did I go?
Yeah.
What is it? The forest one.
You're in the forest
but
one.
But I already
okay.
finished the water one.
Okay, I finished up the water one. I finished up the forest one.
Oh boy, you are moving along then.
And I'm now in New Donk City.
How is it?
It is great. It's not what I think in my mind, of course, it just depends on where you stop seeing the marketing or whatever. I think in my mind, I thought New Donk City was the majority of the game.
Sure.
And it's not. It's just one place among many places in the game. And so I expected it to be, I guess, bigger than it is because, again, I thought the majority of the game would play out there. Now, keep in mind, we haven't played that much of it, so maybe you come back. Maybe there's more to it than I've seen, but it's very cool. And it's not as weird as I thought it would be seeing regular people with Mario. So it meaning, like regularly proportioned people, and then Mario is a cartoon.
Are you saying oddly proportioned?
I didn't say that. that your words, not mine.
That's not what we said about Mario. No.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what? I've just been having a blast with it. It's not easy. The game is not easy, but there is something about it that is kind of relaxing. It is a relaxing fun. I've talked about wanting to play Wolfenstein or Wolfenstein, depending on how you want to say it. And the idea of that's about Nazis taking over America, and it's like
deep,
that sounds,
doesn't it?
Doesn't that sound stressful?
I know.
That sounds stressful.
The only negative with Mario Odyssey that I felt like is I have more time to play the Switch if I wasn't in front of my TV. So I actually wish that it would be playable on the Switch easier than they try to make you use the controllers taken off the Switch.
Sure.
So I wish I could just handheld play it.
Okay, funny you say that. I have discovered that it's not a lot of the motion controls. You don't have to use them.
Sure.
Meaning that to get some of the effects, you might need them. But for example, to play the game, you don't have to be able to throw your hat straight up. You can still play without having to, do that particular
So you can keep the controllers on the Switch.
You really can.
And you can, and I tried. It's just not as fun.
Sure.
And I really did wish it was. But.
Because what I have been doing is I've been playing with the Pro Controller, and you can still do motion controls with that, and I have. But a lot of the motion controls that they want you to do, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
You can't even remember it half the time when it's time to.
Just forget it. I just hit this button and what happens is going to happen.
You're fine.
So, maybe because the other thing about it is the moon count is higher. So when you get to a level, you're collecting moons. That's the idea behind the game. And then there are these little circles where you have to get enough moons to power your
Odyssey?
The Odyssey, which is your hat ship that you're flying around in. But there's way more moons in a world than there are circles that they show you. And in doing that, I've found that I don't, maybe some of them require motion controls, but I don't think all of them.
I gotcha.
do,
well, maybe I'll give it a whirl.
I'm just saying, today when you're laying down,
try it again.
When you get done with the show and you live your life of leisure as you always do.
If you want to watch, Obi and I did play quite a lot of time with the start of Mario Odyssey, and that is available for you to watch at our Radio U Riot Facebook and our YouTube channel. If you don't follow us, I suggest both places. That we can see when we put out any other gameplay or any other Riot videos.
I feel like of all the stuff that's hit this, headed into Christmas, I feel like Mario's the one. Now, I haven't played some of the other stuff, but man, it's so fun.
It's that right spot right there.
It is. It's just fun.
I understand.
I've really been having a good time with it.
It's the worst of the Riot, because calling it the best of the Riot would be a lie. Radio U.
We're going to wander into some sticky territory, controversy. And Nikki and I try to steer clear of that a lot of times because we just want to have fun, but I feel like we really need to talk about this. How do you feel about selling your place in line?
Ooh, I don't think that's too... I've never done it, so I don't see a big controversy, but...
No, Nikki, it's huge. It is the biggest controversy facing the American people.
Because of the phone stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, but that's not anything new. People sell, or people... have others hang out in line for them to, get an item.
I feel like that's different because at least there's a flesh and blood person there. This is what kills me. There's a guy in Sydney, Australia. So the iPhone X launches there on Friday.
Which they're ahead? Or are they back?
I
think they're ahead.
Sure they are.
Maybe not.
Yeah, Australia's way ahead of us. They're always leading the way.
I can't remember.
I don't know either. Okay,
it's ahead like going towards London and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, sure. So the
it
launches. The iPhone launches here in the United States tomorrow. Right? Okay. Well, this guy in Australia, he went and he's lined up to get an iPhone, and he's sitting there, and then next to him, he has a chair that he says is for someone else. And so,
they want to join him?
Right. So he auctioned off the chair next to him for $500.
Oh,
for somebody to come and sit with him. That's place number 25 in line, which the Apple Store there had guaranteed a certain number of.
As long as the store acknowledged that chair was a spot. Because to me, it feels like if someone was saving a chair, but for no one they knew, that does feel like cutting in line.
Oh, dude.
So I don't know, compared to if, I don't know. I don't think that one's quite as right.
I feel like I would be a little frustrated if somebody came and sold, like, hey, you're standing in line and I'm going to sell you my place in line. It kind of sucks, but I get it. But the idea of like, okay, so
that's a phantom place right there.
Yeah, you showed up with 2 chairs. Well, I showed up with 3 chairs.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. It's by body, and I don't mind if someone is just waiting in line and then someone comes and takes over for them. You know, like we mentioned.
Sure.
Or if someone just joins them, but they're not buying an extra item. It's just fun if you have more people. If you have more people waiting with you, but. To auction it off, I might have to call foul on that one.
It feels not right. Something about that. If I was, this guy says this is place number 25 and somebody did buy it, $500. If I was number 26, I would be pretty frustrated by that.
Yeah, unless everybody knew ahead of time and Apple acknowledged and said, here's your piece of paper, here's 25, here's 26, and everybody knew that spot was open.
It feels
shady.
Yeah, I mean, the idea of, hey, I'm just going to lay out these chairs. I mean, this is not the cafeteria. You can't just put down some coats and say, hey, this is our spot in line.
I call dibs on this spot. It's not, I mean, we're grown-ups here, and it's making it hard to act like one.
Yeah. Hey, man. I
don't like when people cut in.
I was yelled at in line just as soon as last Saturday.
I was at the grocery store, though, and that's your honest mistake.
I know, but what I'm saying is...
There wasn't thousands of dollars worth it.
If people are that angry about me trying to buy those mellow cream pumpkins in line, one person in front of them by accident, imagine this guy who is like, look, I put down this chair and I'm selling this place, number 26.
He wants it. But there's a lot of drama always concerning lines for shoes and for phones and electronics and stuff about... Who's really waiting? Is the person buying it for them? Are they paid to buy it and then bring it to them? Like, there's always a lot of controversy.
I want to figure out a way to live in a world where I don't care about anything. You know what I mean?
You'll have to have enough money for that.
Is that what it takes?
And you're not there yet.
I'm not there.
Because you still care.
The Riot's motto, Carpe Cupcake. Those are words to live by. Radio U.
Another year, another Starbucks cup controversy.
It's a tradition. It's like the start of Christmas time.
It's like, we're getting ready for Christmas. We're putting on the Christmas music. We're getting outraged about the Starbucks cup. It just, I love the season so much.
Do you smell it in the air? It's Christmas time.
Oh my gosh. So, Starbucks has put out like green cups. They put out red cups, all this different stuff. Well, this year they're putting out a cup that has very little color on it. And what they're saying is, hey, you guys go ahead and color the cup yourself.
I feel like that's throwing in the towel. Like, I'm not ordering one of the adult coloring cups.
That's what it is.
It is.
That's exactly what it is. And they're like, we hope that people will color this cup in what the holidays mean for them.
So whatever color works for you.
That just feels to me, they're just like, look, whatever. We've tried. No matter what we do, nobody's happy.
People aren't really happy with this one either, though. So it's tradition.
Oh, my gosh. Are
they going to provide, like, markers and stuff for us at the Starbucks tables or while you wait?
I don't know the answer to that.
That way we can color our cup?
Maybe you have to bring your own. Let's see. I don't I don't see anything. Yeah, people were mad. This article is bringing back in 2015 when they just went with a plain red cup
People
for
like
Christmas.
those.
No, apparently a lot of people were angry because it lacked any kind of Christmas decoration. Just
Well, now
red.
they have that, but it's not good enough.
I
Because you can color in your own decoration.
I am actually with you. I loved the straight red cup.
Yeah, something simple about it.
Because, I mean, with the logo on it, it was a red and green cup. And what are the colors of Christmas?
A lot of times I always had the little cup holder thing cover on it, so I wasn't really caring anyways.
Yeah. Actually, I feel like you used a word in there. Actually, we're going to call it a phrase. I wasn't really caring anyways. And that is how I feel about Starbucks cups in general.
Yeah.
From time to time, I stop in and get a Starbucks. Not that often, but, it happens. Every once in a while, a peppermint mocha. I might say I need that. Nikki and I are going to work on the Christmas channel next week. I might need that.
That's a tradition for us. You
Okay.
tend to like to get one beforehand.
That's a thing that you do, but I got to tell you, when they give me the cup, I'm just drinking out of it. I don't really spend a lot of time looking at it.
But I think Starbucks appreciates the controversy because, again,
Sure they
anything's
do.
good, so it's fine. They're just glad someone's talking about them. Every company always is, no matter what.
In a lot of ways, if you think about it, what you do is, let's say that you're someone that gets somewhere between moderate to intensely angry about the Starbucks cup. What happens is that you help, by being angry and lashing out, you actually shore up the other side in an argument.
We're like, well, now
you start
we're
getting
going.
real angry, and now they're like, I'm putting down my foot. I'm getting 2 cups. I'm going to carry them around, and I'm going to show the world. And it's like,
You go in with your bag of coloring pencils, so that way you can color the cup in.
whatever. So, you know what?
Those
if you
are out
really,
now.
if we really want to get outraged, how about $5 for a cup of coffee? That is an outrage.
As long as this is not why the cup gets more expensive every year.
Hey, Nikki.
If we went back to the plain green and red and suddenly we could go back in price, then maybe that'd be better.
Nikki, they are employing a team of people whose entire job all year is to come up with the most infuriating cup possible.
That's right.
Ever wonder what Nikki is doing when she isn't rioting?
Find her Twitter feed at riot.radiou.com.
Obadiah's is there too, but who cares what he's doing?
Nikki, often it's not enough for me to just eat junk food. I like to smell it too. You're like, oh, you shove it up your nose? No. I just like to get Essence Day junk food. So,
Sure.
A candle that smells like chocolate, hand soap that smells like peppermint.
Are you talking like when Burger King comes out with like the perfume or something?
Oh, I got a little something better than that. I got some. Okay, I can't figure out exactly if it's supposed to be soap or if it's some kind of a bath salt. They call it a bath bomb.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
bath bomb. You know what
Okay.
that is.
So that's just like you drop
You drop
it in a
it
bath.
it fizzes and stuff, and
Yeah.
it becomes the bath water.
All right, well, what about a KFC bath bomb?
I thought we smell
That
like
means-
KFC anyways, like when you're done there.
Means that you could smell like KFC.
I don't know. I just don't know.
I want you to know that it's so weird I would have to try it.
You'd want to
But
try it?
It's only in Japan.
So KFC Japan has told or has turned in fried chicken into a bath bomb.
Yeah, they have.
So it's scented with it. And you can get entered in the competition to get one of them. It says there's 100 of them.
There's only 100 of them.
And it's shaped like a drumstick.
So you drop that thing in your bath, and then the next thing you know, you come out smelling like KFC, which sounds terrible.
Again, I thought like that's a lunch.
Well, yeah, anytime you go to KFC, you're coming out smelling like KFC. My difficulty there is you're sitting there, you're smelling KFC, you're like, gosh, I really want some of the Colonel's best. And by the way, they don't even make that anymore. They make something that is kind of chicken, but it's not good, but it probably smells good.
But in Japan, KFC is treated
they say it's
differently.
good.
It's better than that. It's not like our stuff. Which I said with a tone.
Stuff is a euphemism
Yeah.
for what it actually is.
I'm going to use another word.
We
but
all know what it is.
the competition, the campaign goes through November 15th. And again, 100 lucky winners will be chosen from all that enter from Tokyo, from Japan, KFC, for the bath bombs.
Bath bomb, and it blew up on me. KFC. If I right now handed you a
I would
KFC
try
bath bomb,
it
you would?
totally. I think
Okay.
it'd be fun.
Would you take a soak?
I would do that. They've done other ones. They've done KFC sunscreen, lip balm, candles. So they thought, why not do a bath bomb?
Here's another question, though, something we haven't considered. Is sure, your own body, you can wash it off, but What if the bath bomb gets like stuck in your tub somehow, and every time you take a bath, it smells like fried chicken in your bathroom? That sounds awful to me.
It might take a while to clear out. Crack a window.
I don't have an opening window in my bathroom.
I don't know if you're supposed to.
I think it's because it's on the second floor. I've seen first, which is that doesn't make what I just said doesn't make any sense. Forget it.
Maybe it's a safety thing.
Maybe like trying to think. Well,
because you've seen all the horror movies of someone sneaking in and you're in the shower or something, or you're taking a KFC bath.
Yeah.
Like anybody would.
Turns out the serial killer's not there for you. He just thought there was chicken.
It's really not. Someone was cooking from the second floor.
And they're like, I'm not even a serial killer. I'm just your neighbor. Something's cooking, man.
Are you having KFC?
Do you have a fryer in here?
And then they're not going to believe you when you're like, oh, no, it's just a bath bomb.
There's no chicken here. Oh, I can smell it, okay?
I was one of the 100 lucky winners from KFC Japan to win a bath bomb that looked like a drumstick.
You're fine. If you don't want to share your KFC, fine. Just say that. Don't give me some ridiculous story about a Japanese bath bomb, okay?
Especially if you've been on a diet and they're like, hey, you broke the diet. They're like, no, I promise you.
I swear I didn't.
I drank a little bath water, though.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the Radio U network through the Radio U app or at riot.radiou.com.
In between bouts of laying your head up against the cold porcelain, did you find time for Mario?